is it time for domain skates? I almost said
We're
steak
ready.
again. You're on.
Ready. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, I'm Howard Greenstein. This is David Mitnick and Marshall Reifer, and we are from Domainscape. And first, before I even start, I want to shout out for Pager. Thanks for the flu shot yesterday at WeWork. My arm even works, so that was a pretty good job, guys. All right. So let me ask by show of hands, how many people have gotten a fake email that looks like it comes from your bank or your credit card company, or maybe it's a fake Google Doc? Come on, that should be almost everybody. If not, you have a really good junk filter. So if you've gotten one of those emails recently, you're not alone. The FBI released a report that said that over $275 million has been stolen from companies and individuals just in 2014 as part of a wave of global cybercrime that's over $470 billion. So this affects you. It affects your bottom line. If you shopped at Target, if you shopped at Home Depot, if you were one of the unfortunate people in the Anthem Health situation, this is all about you, and it's about your company. And it's about keeping you and your company safe. So our company was started by David, who is an intellectual property attorney, and he was protecting some of the largest brands in the world, and we figured out that a lot of the cybercrime acts, like phishing and fake websites and things that steal your credit card and stuff like that, are all tied back to a fake domain. In fact, in July, the SEC had to start an investigation because someone put up a fake site called Bloomberg.market. They duplicated the Bloomberg website, except for the central article, which was a thing that said, Twitter's being sold for $31 billion. People traded on that information, it went up. People traded on that information being fake, and it went down. Somebody made money. The FBI and the SEC continue to investigate who exactly that was. Let me bring it a little bit tighter into the startup community. Startup in New York that we work with, who is a small travel site, had somebody taking their domain name with a different extension, as well as mistypes of their domain name, putting up content about travel, and sending it to the competitor's site for affiliate fees. This affects businesses of all sizes. And we're here to demo this system because we want to show you that if you are a business and you are making money or trying to attract customers online, this is probably your problem too. And at the end, if you want, I'll get you a free brand risk analysis so you'll know exactly how your company is affected. So let me jump into a demo. This isn't about just talking. So we use Nike today. They're not a customer. No, you're from Nike. This is our Domainscape dashboard, and what we have here is the results of putting in Nike and some of their trademarks and keywords and getting this search result. It's very simple. Basically, I can go to my dashboard, I can go over here, and I can put in Nike.com and sneakers and fitness, athletic, fuel band, Air Jordan, some other trademarky kinds of things and keyword things, and I get my results. You can see I actually have Nike.com and Nike.net and things that they already own. And if I wanted to find out more about who owns that, I can jump in here. It says this is their site in the notes field. I make the screen a tiny bit bigger so you can see it a little better. Great. And I'm going to ignore that because, frankly, that's one of their sites. No problem. And it goes into my ignore category over here on the left. But as I scroll down and I scroll across, I can see this is Nike.net, Nike.space, Nike.surf, Nike.trade. In fact, if you're not aware, in addition to .nyc and some of the other new domains, there are over 750 new domain extensions that have launched in the last year and a half. So that's a lot of places for people to pull mischief. And mischief can include everything from someone just taking your name, ha ha ha, which I'll show you. Like, for example, screwnike.com here, which is a prefix, the word screw, and then Nike. And they say, oh, you don't like Nike? Go to Adidas. Okay, that's funny, except if you're a brand manager and it's your job to protect Nike, or you're a lawyer in the trademark division. And that's not going to make you happy. And we can find out that Philip Kolobowski over in Scottsdale, Arizona, if anyone knows Phil. All right. So it's not a cool thing, not a cool thing. Additionally, if you are protecting a brand, you might be aware of the little red dots here. So this is, do not go to this website. Listen, do not go to this website, okay? This is nikestore.xyz. It is not the Nike store. It actually has a little red dot here that indicates that it's malware. It looks like the Nike store, but if you go there, it's going to try to do a little JavaScript injection, figure out which browser you have, and try to screw up your computer.
So yes, don't go to Nike.
Do not go. Okay. They also have, someone's also taking NikeOnline.net, and it's a little bit nastier content, We've actually blurred it out for you people who are kind of don't want to see the porn sites, but it used to be a GoDaddy site, and on September 7th it switched over to being this nasty site that tries to serve you a fake media player. Not that we went there and checked it. The good thing about Domainscape is that we're going out, we're finding all these results for you, and we're putting them into this nice visual dashboard so you can immediately see how your name is being used across all the different domains and all the different spaces. And if it's something like malware, or if we find a site that's tagged with our security APIs as going to and doing phishing, you don't have to visit the site because we've already taken a screenshot for you, so you don't have to expose your computer to that kind of malware. The good thing is we also find, you can see this thing says image unavailable, we find sites related to domains that have been bought but are not yet online. So this is not a Google search. This is something that we're finding because we're searching almost every domain on the internet every day, taking all that information, comparing against your brand name, your trademarks, and being able to give you and deliver you these results very quickly. So if you're an IP attorney, you're in a brand and marketing area, even if you're a marketing person at a startup, this is something that can immediately give you information on how your name is being used online. So, just make sure I'm through here. It's very simple, and once you find something that you're concerned about, so let's say we don't like this Screw Nike thing, we can click watch. And what it does is it puts it into my watch list with all the other things that I'm watching. And with these watch list things, one of the things we do is we check to see if the site's changed. So if the front page of the site changes or the ownership of the site changes, we're going to let you know immediately. So that way, there may have been something that looked like a plain GoDaddy hosting site yesterday that's a live site today. We'll know about that today. You'll get an email about 8 in the morning, and it'll send you right back to our dashboard, and you can see exactly what's going on with the site. And if, for example, we decide, hey, this is something that we find really objectionable, we want to act on it, we can click the Act button. If you have counsel, it'll just put it in the Act field, and that way, you can talk about it with your lawyer and your legal team and get it worked on. But if you don't have counsel, we'll actually give you an opportunity to connect to a third-party legal service that we're working with that will give you a fixed fee resolution set. So you can actually send a cease and desist letter, or we can actually do a domain arbitration and get you the domain back for a fixed fee, less expensive than your typical running legal fees. So we're helping you manage, we're helping you monitor, and we're helping you mitigate the problem. And regardless of the size of your company, we think that everybody needs to assess their potential threats. That's why we give you a free brand risk analysis if you come to Domainscape.com. And we want you to be able to take the appropriate action to protect your brand and ultimately to protect your profits. So.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, this is neat. This is definitely different. This is cool. So I guess what's your model? So do you? Let's say I want to check out Tech Breakfast, because we do get every once in a while we have this random person's like, I'm going to do Tech Breakfast in Ireland, and I'm like, but dude, that's our logo and our trademark.
So
and
we
it's
have
just,
a subscription model. Basically, you can get a subscription for this for monthly, or you can pay for it a year in advance, and we'll give you a significant discount. And every day we're checking results for you, and anything that comes up new, once you've gone through and cleaned out your dashboard, sort of put the ones that you want to ignore, and the ones you want to watch into watch. New ones will pop up, and they'll be so excited. Not the microphone, right?
So can I ask how much is that subscription fee?
Sure. You can ask. No.
Okay.
We start at $249 a month,
Okay.
and go from there. But you'll find that we are significantly different in both model and feature set from anything else that's out there.
I like it. Okay, cool. So didn't know if we had a hand up there, right there.
Hey, just want to know if you're planning on also adding social media tracking, because there are tons of fake social media pages that should be taken care of as well.
Very smart gentleman. That's something that we definitely find as an interesting possible future business opportunity. Yes.
Yeah, that's good, because that happened with I think it was a McDonald's thing recently, and they had this, and not just for fake McDonald's accounts, but sort of
Right.
hashtag squatting even, which you may or may not be able to do anything about, but
Very hard to for hashtags, but for accounts we know what to do.
Yeah, it also happened with Kellogg's recently. They did a website called Bring Tony the Tiger Back, and
Yes.
Kellogg's didn't find it funny, so it got taken down very quickly. So you guys also looking at maybe working on apps that are kind of they sound like an original app, but then they actually have something different.
So
as well?
fake app
Fake
management?
apps.
Well, what are the challenges with that? So it's a great idea, and there's challenges relating to the platform owners own those app platforms, and you can't always get as much access to them as you can for things like domains and social, which are a bit more public. But certainly something that if you have ideas about, we're always interested
Yeah,
in hearing.
because then that gives you, so like, all these suggestions are great suggestions. They're like, these are all the places where brands exist, basically.
Right.
And so like, the more that you add to it, then first of all, your platform becomes even more awesome, which is awesome. But like, it doesn't look like, okay, well, I'm missing it. Some like dudes like, came up with like a fake tech breakfast app, and you go there, and you probably heard like Apple just shut down like some thousands of apps, I forget, maybe hundreds of thousands. They shut down a lot of apps. They all came out of China, and they were like, they had this loader thing in them, and it was just a way to steal private information, which is kind of sad. Only just one was Flappy Bird, but yeah, that's what happened. So, do we have another question here? I thought I said another follow-up here to the social media question. Yeah.
Not about social media, but I saw that you can also track keywords and not just URLs. So are you also looking into probably like paid advertisement, AdWords, etc.? If you look for Nike and then like one of the first 3 paid advertisements say something about
We're actually doing some experiments on ad fraud and the way that ads are used improperly or being used to steal profits from businesses. One of the things that we will find in our system very quickly is if someone's put up a mistyped site and they're using it as a way to just find people who end up on your site and then click through and take the clicks as clickbait, basically. We're able to find that really easily, and then you can go and complain to Google or Microsoft Bing or Yahoo or whoever's advertising network it is to get those taken off. So that actually can save your company money. In fact, for some companies, it can save them more money than it would cost them to pay us for the monthly fee. So it really is a significant problem. And there's some other things we're finding out about advertising and ad fraud that we're going to be working into the system over time. So yeah, if you're in that world, we'd love to talk to you as well.
So I'm curious a little bit about how domain arbitration works. So let's say...
That's my lawyer. No, seriously.
Oh, yes? Okay. Well, I'll ask both of you then. Well, so I'm kind of curious how this works. So basically, let's say someone set up a domain, they're like, they paid for it, they're squatting on the domain. Is the rule that it's like, it doesn't matter if you bought the domain, it's yours. If it's somebody's trademark, then basically you can just take over that domain. Is that how it works?
The basic answer, without being the lawyer, is if you take somebody else's trademark, it's pretty easy for people to steal domains, which is one of the reasons why we set up the system. But if you don't have rights to the mark, and if somebody actually owns it as a trademark, or they've been in business much longer than you have, and you're using it, there are ways to prove that it should come back to you. And with an arbitration, the arbitrator will typically fine for you. There's also ways, by the way, with cease and desist. Often people will just roll over and go, I don't want to deal with the lawyers. I'm going to give it back. It only cost me $12.95. Why should I have to spend money with lawyers to sit on this domain? I'm just going to give it up, and then companies repurchase it. So there are lots of different ways to approach this. There's even something called a rapid takedown now. If you have a trademark, where you can say, this is my trademark, and they'll evaluate it. If someone's actually using your trademark, they'll quickly take it offline.
What if you've trademarked something, but there's like a site that sort of predates your trademark? Is that pretty much off limits?
There's lots of intricacies relating to this, and it's a great province for a place to speak to a professional about it.
I like it. Well, we are looking to work with an IP lawyer here in New York, so if you guys are wondering, Any other feedback, comments? Awesome. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Good job in the demo. You're wrapping up a good one. That's good. All right. So, it's 9:45. We're running along because it started a little bit long. You guys were asking a million questions, which was great. So I think on that note, unless we have any further shout-outs, if I missed any of my sponsors, if I missed a job shout-out, if I missed any events going on, we got one in the back here. F, just a final shout-out, wrapping things up here.
Hi, I'm Jeff Simon. I'm with Web Intensive Software. We're currently looking for a project manager who codes and is client-facing. If that describes you or a friend, please come up to me. Thank you.
We just had a description of someone right up front who has that culture, so maybe you two will connect. Okay, great. See, that's how it works. All right, so let's give a big round of applause to all of our presenters today. Pager, KiddoApp, and Domainscape. I think I said state. Domainscape. You guys did an awesome job. I want to give a big round of applause to all of our sponsors who are supporting us. Yes, the KiddoApp folks. DLA Piper, Rainbow Broadband, Nexus, Fairfax County Fiber, Grassi & Co., Kiss Patent, DonkeySoft, and SimilarWeb.